Why aren't you wearing orange? Michael Coren, where's your orange tie?
You're gross and disgusting for even challenging me on that.
No. Why do you hate Canada, sir? Why do you hate Canada? Listen, I can help you out. Here's an Orange Crush.
Thank you. I'm on a diet, but why not?
Me too, as you can see. Cheers to the memory, to the sainthood. Santo Subito, may Jack Layton be made a saint post haste. We need a new secular religion in this country, and I think Jack Layton is filling the gap. What do you think?
I'm just drinking my Orange Crush.
Look, I mean...
No, let me respond.
Okay.
We have worked... People have worked.
Am I disgusting for mocking the funeral
No,
of
you're
a
just
man?
disgusting. Ezra, you spoke common sense. I've said the same thing. But you don't even have to go as far as you said. If you merely say this is over the top, as Christy Blatchford did the other day, full of the love of Jack Layton and his memory, people called her the most obscene, grotesque words and threatened her life, for goodness sake. People... And I'm sorry, but people who will be at Jack's funeral have worked for 30, 40, 50 years to try and expunge religion and religiosity from this country, to destroy God and all of the institutions of the Christian faith. And it leaves a massive vacuum, and they replace it with something as cheap and gaudy as this funeral. Once again, you didn't know Jack very well. I knew him quite well. He was a friend. He gave me a blurb for one of my books. I liked him. It's a tragedy he died, a personal tragedy. Private funeral, grieve, pay respects. This is cheapening him apart from anything else, and it's certainly cheapening us.
At what point does someone say, you're putting that body on a bloody campaign tour? At what point does someone say, how many spin doctors from the NDP are allowed to set up a funeral before we say, you're getting creepy, guys? At what point can we say, okay, if it's a state funeral, how come there's no one from the state there? I looked at their funeral procession, and you've got party people, you've got radical activists. Yes, he did include his kids this time. They weren't in his farewell letter. But, I mean, at what point do we say, you know, this is not a state funeral. This is a macabre attempt to, I don't know, bring back some political spirit from the dead. It's a quasi-religious, superstitious attempt to turn a politician into a... it's something weird. It's not religious, I'll tell you that.
Well, it's a mockery of religion. And
it's not a state funeral either. Where's the state?
No, and when we mock religion, it does tend to evolve into something which is quite a gargoyle, really. And what has happened here, and it's not just Jack Layton, because we've seen this replicated, Princess Diana and other people, the idea of communal worship has gone for many people, but they still need it somewhere within them. And so this happens. And then you have the reaction. You know, we make movies about the Inquisition and those bad people and what they were doing. If you really want an Inquisition-like approach, it's what you've experienced, and I have to a certain degree, and Christy Blatchford did. We merely said, this is too much, after initially giving a complete day of, we're sorry the man is dead, and now we've become targets, victims, even potential martyrs for what we've said.
You know, let's roll that clip again from Ian Capstick calling me loathsome and gross. Let's roll that just for a second.
Say it all you want. I can still think you're loathsome and disgusting for saying it, and that's what I'm saying. Not that they shouldn't be able to say it. Don't ever get me wrong there.
Okay.
Because I am, at my very core, a libertarian on the matter of free speech. Let's not forget this. Okay. Ezra and I do agree on some things, and on that matter we agree. He can say it, and I can think he's pretty gross for doing it.
So we go. There we go.
Just attacked by Harry Potter's younger brother there. Who is that kid?
He's Timmy from South Park. Listen, I mean, so if I dare to say, you know, what you're doing is a little too Weekend at Bernie's, what you're doing is a little bit gross. If I am not sufficiently deferential, if I'm not praying along with the Coren reading today, if I'm not worshiping St. Jack, if I'm not being obedient and extremely polite, they just opened the sewer pipe of insult. Loathsome, gross, disgusting. I mean, he was mustering the worst words he could.
Hypocrisy too, because funny little fella actually, but when he said, I'm a libertarian on free speech, when you say someone is disgusting, you don't believe in free speech. If I say, I think you're wrong, okay, but when you are disgusting, the word is so vehement, it's so profound, it's so passionate. What you're really saying by extension is, you shouldn't speak.
Well, it's an ad hominem attack.
Be silent.
Listen, it's an ad hominem attack. Let me tell you my criticisms of Ian Capstick and the CBC. Not that they're left-wing, I mean, duh. Not that they're NDP, peas in a pod, of course. It's that I have to pay for it. That's my beef with them. I don't say I think Ian Capstick is a twerp or whatever. I mean, I'm having some fun with him because he looks sort of goofy, but, you know, I mean, I've had the show for 5 months. I've never mentioned Ian Capstick. Why would? He's not interesting to me. But his first attack on me, our channel, the show, was not Ezra's wrong, Ezra's being rude, Ezra's not being sufficiently deferential. He's saying Ezra is personally disgusting, loathsome, and gross. So he's not even making an argument.
But he also attacked the network. Now, I wore, for a complete day, I wore a tie that Jack gave me, an orange tie, in tribute to him. I've been critical of the reaction. I haven't been critical of Jack at all. I've been critical of this neurotic, absurd, hysterical reaction to his death.
But you know, the Jews have a tradition, when someone passes away, the Jews have a tradition burying him within a day. And you know what? I'm learning the wisdom of that. Instead of dragging it out and putting him on a plane and a train and a hearse and a bus, and you know, the only thing we're not having is photo ops with the corpse. I mean, put the man in the ground. At a certain point, the criminal code, you know, desecration of a corpse comes into play here. I mean, for God's sakes, it's not a state funeral, Michael. It's a perversion of that. It's not a religious remembrance. It's a perversion of that. And I just don't feel like taking a tongue lashing from the propaganda network because I'm not being sufficiently obedient to their religion.
Well, if you look at the lineup for the funeral, Brent Hawkes, so it's not really a Christian ceremony. Well, Stephen Lewis is reading, so that I have no idea what sort of ceremony that is. I think there's a guy there, wasn't he arrested for doing drugs in the States?
Yes, Stephen Page, bare naked ladies.
Well, that's really lovely. So, okay, a group of his friends coming together to sing and dance.
Good for
that's
that.
Fine,
don't call it a state funeral. Don't make me obey.
And don't pretend it's religious either. And ecumenism is an imploding theory anyway. When you have all sorts of religions that claim to be mutually exclusive, obviously that cannot work. So a bit of Islam, a bit of very liberal Christianity, a bit of pretend Judaism, and everyone's happy. No, the vast majority of Canadians are completely outside of that pale. They actually believe in things. This will pass, though. It won't last for very long, believe me.
You know what, Michael Coren, I appreciate you coming here. I guess we were happy at the Sun to toast the man's life. But we are not happy at the Sun to drink the CBC Kool-Aid. I'm drinking Orange Crush because I got a sweet tooth. I'm wearing an orange wig to mock the CBC, which shows its true colors again. They are nothing but a left-wing political party.
5,000 calories per can, I think, and still not quite as sickly sweet as what is going on in this exploitation of a decent man's death.
Michael Coren, host of the upcoming The Arena